Aloha! I'm Eric Anderson, pastor of Church of the Holy Cross, United Church of Christ in Hilo, Hawaii. And here's what I'm thinking. Well, now it is Holy Week, and there is a lot to think about. I could be thinking about the Maundy Thursday text, and indeed, I will be. I could be thinking about the 7 last words of Jesus, which we'll read on Friday from noon to 3, and indeed, I will be. At the moment, though, I am thinking about the 20th chapter of John's Gospel, John's account of the discovery of the resurrection. Most of the time, we tend to say that we're talking about the stories of the resurrection, but we're not. In most of the Gospels, the resurrection occurs outside of anybody else's sight or awareness. They learn about it when they come, in some of the Gospels, to an empty tomb, or in John's case, to a tomb where there are a couple of angelic messengers saying that Jesus is not here. In John's Gospel, it's Mary Magdalene who went to the tomb. She found it empty, rushed back to the city, brought Simon Peter and the disciple that Jesus loved. They looked at the empty tomb and went away. Mary then encountered this angelic messenger whose words didn't seem to make any impression upon her. Realized that there was somebody else in the garden with her. She assumed it was the gardener and asked him where Jesus was. It was, of course, Jesus. And when he said her name, Mary, she realized who he was and rushed to embrace him. The discovery of the resurrection. It strikes me that there are so many assumptions people made on that first Easter Sunday. The first and the easiest, and frankly, the one that makes the most sense, is that everybody assumed that Jesus had died, as he had, but that he continued to be dead, as he hadn't. That would be the assumption they were most grateful to find was incorrect. Mary ran back to the city to find Simon Peter and the disciple that Jesus loved, assuming that they could do something to help, as of course they could not. Mary assumed that these words she was hearing weren't meaningful to her, and they were. Jesus assumed that this other person moving around the garden had to be a worker, and she was wrong again. And as glad to be wrong as ever a person was glad to be wrong. The story of the discovery of Easter, the learning of the resurrection, the realization of what had happened. Doesn't it say something to us about the assumptions that we make about the world? How likely is it that the things that we firmly believe turn out to be wrong? Perhaps the world is a more wondrous and miraculous place than we have let ourselves imagine. Is not the world one in which Jesus of Nazareth lives again? Happy Easter to you. That's what I'm thinking. I'm curious to hear what you're thinking. Send me an email or leave me your thoughts in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. From Church of the Holy Cross, UCC in Hilo, Hawaii, that's what I'm thinking.